So what do you do when the recruiting starts to plateau? The bonus check dies, it's just holding steady, or you're just facing challenges and you feel like things just aren't working. Hey guys, Randy here. Welcome back to another episode of the Duplication Nation MLM podcast. And that's our topic this episode: what to do when things aren't working. And I got to say, this is kind of a fun diversion to do this topic. I think it'll be really helpful for a lot of you. I suggest you bookmark this. Even if things are going amazing right now, I would bookmark this episode because it's one that at some point or two or 10, you're going to want to come back and review this one. It's a little different in the other sense of, I think it's going to be fairly short. One of the exciting things that makes this podcast unique is its long form content. We don't make content for stupid people on this podcast. We make content for critical thinkers, for people who want to go deep into a subject, who don't just need a tweet or a Instagram post. They're looking for real world, in-depth content, looking at the complexity of the business. That's why we have a who's who of top leaders and founders and company presidents and multi-million dollar producers, multi-million dollar income earners who make this podcast the first item on their list every Tuesday. So today's going to be shorter because this topic is an intriguing one that I just have a very short take that I want to give you on it. And I want to let you know that it comes compliments of my dear friend, Peter Sorensen. And if you haven't seen the episode where Peter joins me, get in the YouTube playlist and look under the Chopping It Up playlist. If you're listening on the podcast, look through the shows. I'll try and put it in the show notes, what episode number I did with Peter. An incredible interview with him. Anyway, Peter is one of some very special people who are providing me and the profession a great service at this moment. For those of you who don't know, my 15th book is coming out soon, and it's called The ABCs of MLM. It's very different than the Direct Selling Success book, the DEFCON 1 book. This is not a how-to book. It's a why-to book. It's very short. It's just one page, one paragraph a page, mostly 2 paragraphs, Scooby snacks. It's a lot of Scooby snacks on why we have a better alternative with leverage sales, why we do the business, who we can help with this business, how we're changing the world in a positive way with the business. And the idea is, I want a book that people could read the first part in 10 to 15 minutes before they even call their first candidate and make their first invitation. So it's a short book just packed with these little, bite-sized inspirational lessons. And Peter is one of the people who agreed to look at the first outline and give feedback on how the book could be better for you and your team. Because this book is designed, we're going to price it very low so leaders can buy it by the hundreds, companies can buy it by the thousands, and they can include it in their distributor kit, that every person who joins the business in their first day or two, they read this book. So one of the things Peter suggested was, and this is totally his idea, I had never thought of it for the book. He said, when they seem to plateau or they're not working, how about a checklist of questions to consider? a checklist of questions to reflect on. And he gave me 5 or 6 suggestions. I loved them. I added a couple. And that's what I want to share with you now. So it'll be in the book when the book comes out, but I want you podcast guys to have it right now and have a segment you could come back and review, because I know if you're willing to do the critical thinking and ask yourself these questions we're about to go through when you're really struggling with something, if you're willing to ask these questions and answer them to yourself honestly, I know you can break out. So let's dive into them. The first one is, am I doing the actions I want my distributors to do? Am I doing the actions that I want my distributors to do? How many times have you calling people? Hey, why aren't you recruiting anybody? Hey, why aren't you bringing guests to presentations? Why aren't you prospecting more? Why aren't you meeting more people? But be honest, go in the mirror and say, am I doing those actions? Am I modeling the behavior for my team? Second question, how can I be a little bit better tomorrow? This kind of speaks to the slight edge theory that if you just make these incremental changes, but you make them on a consistent basis, the results are mind-blowing. Question 3, where can I look it up? What's the blog? What's the podcast? What's the mobile app for your company or the website for your company? Isn't there somewhere that you could actually go and find the information that would allow you to solve your problem? Question 4, am I following this system or did I go rogue? There are things we can do that speed up our results. We can go and make presentations for our people. We can close their candidates for them. It's quicker than teaching them how to use the tools, how to take someone through the process. You might know so much about your product line, so much about your compensation plan that you want to just skip over using the tools. You skip over the duplication element without knowing. So you go and you make an amazing presentation and you can close a candidate for you or for someone on your team, but you've actually left the system and now you're going to kill your duplication. So every now and then it's good to do a little reflection. Am I following the system or did I go rogue? This one's from Peter. I love this. What book should I read to break out now? I'm a reader, man. I credit so much of my success to books. And when you start to think, you're really facing this difficult challenge, might be a personality conflict between two of your leaders. It might be you have a personality conflict with one of your top ranked leaders or somebody in the sponsorship line, and it's just not working. And there's all kind of trauma and drama and conflict. And you say, what book should I read right now? Next question, who can I ask in the sponsorship line? You have this whole network of people above you, and they all have a vested interest in your success. So you're struggling with something? Who in that sponsorship line could you ask right now? All right, this one, again, it's another one from Peter. I would have never been so bold to suggest it, but he did, and I'm gonna rubber stamp it. His question is, how would Randy handle this situation? Right? Guys, I've been doing this for 45 years. There's pretty much nothing that can happen in this profession that I haven't seen already. Right? So instead of feeling under siege mentality and attacked, and I don't know what the answer is, and I'm feeling like a victim right now, just kind of step back, take a breath, ask the question, hey, how would Gage handle this? And maybe that'll lead you to the next step. And then the last one is, I think, the most important one. When you're really scuffling, you're struggling, things aren't happening, ask yourself, who are the 3 best candidates I can contact right now? Because let me tell you a secret. The answer to everything in our profession is action. If you're recruiting down, the answer is action. Is your bonus check stuck? The answer is action. Do you have low recruiting in, is the team not getting trained? What's the answer? Action. And, any problem that comes up, I've got a customer and they got a back order and they're unhappy with the products or they had a bad, what's the answer? Action. It's always action. And in our business, the mainstay of it is recruiting. You have to always have that fresh blood, that fresh oxygen, those fresh eyes, those fresh insights coming into the business. We just creates an energy that feeds off of everything else. It makes everything else work better. So who are the 3 best candidates I can contact right now? All right. So once again, thank you to my friend Peter Sorensen. Be ready, people. The ABCs of MLM are coming out soon. If you're watching this in the future, this is being recorded in late February 2024. I think the book will be out before April or sometime beginning of April. So look for that, the ABCs of MLM. And then again, bookmark this episode and come back and watch it again whenever, or listen to it again whenever you need to. So thanks for being a part of the Duplication Nation family, the citizenship as we go back, we go and take back this profession for the leaders and the people the dreamers who want to do it. Please like, subscribe, and share to the podcast. And I'll see you guys again next week. Love you all. Peace.